One thing, and then I want to talk about candidate experience, and I think you have a really unique perspective here because of all the candidates that you work with. But the other thing that you mentioned when it comes to building quality pipeline of candidates is building a talent pool and developing relationships with candidates. Obviously, you're doing a lot of outreach on LinkedIn, and that's probably where you're sourcing a lot of people from. But how are you, going from finding them and messaging them to actually connecting with them and building some kind of relationship? So when the time does come when you have an opening, they're actually a viable person you could reach back out to about that position.
So I have a LinkedIn recruiter license, and what I do is I have folders for all of the positions that I know are going to be coming open down the line. And so I have those conversations with my boss at both of the clients I'm currently working at. When I started there, I said, okay, show me like a map of, okay, here's like a roadmap of, okay, it's January. What are your hiring projections, let's say, for the next 6 months? And so what I've said to my clients is one of the things that I want to do for them is to start building relationships with people now. So by the time we have a position that opens, we already have a potential listing of viable people. And so what that entails for me is doing very dedicated keyword searches on LinkedIn. I really like using LinkedIn Recruiter. I think I've certainly not a master at it, but I think I've perfected it pretty well throughout the years. And I create a very nice message on LinkedIn. I don't send it in mass, so I send it individual to each person and I personalize it using their name versus just, oh, I'm just getting this random message and it's probably being sent to 100 other of the same people. So I personalize the message and I give them a very brief overview of who I am and just wanted to, I'm a recruiter. And at that point, I'll say I work with different organizations and I'm always looking to build relationships with really strong people that have really strong backgrounds. And most of the time these people get back to me and these aren't long conversations, they might be 20 minutes in length, but it's setting the stage for, okay, in my mind, I know if we're going to be opening a regulatory manager position in 2 months, I've already had a conversation with 20 to 30 potential individuals who are in the biotech field, who live in the San Francisco area, who are open to work. That's the other thing with LinkedIn recruiters, you can tell if someone's open to work because they have it on their profile. So those are typically the people that I reach out to because they would be more prone to having a conversation with me. I have hired so many people. I can't tell you how many people I've hired based on the proactive reach outs and conversations that I've had. So this way, when we've had these positions actually open, I don't have to, hope and pray and cross my fingers that we're getting the right applicants that actually proactively apply. I've already started having conversations with people. So this way I could reach out to these people and say, hey, you might remember me. We had a conversation 3 months ago. We just opened a quality manager position. Here's a copy of the job description. If you're still in the job market, would love to have a call with you. And then we have a call and then I push them through the process. And then we end up hiring these people. What my managers love about this is that outside of paying for the LinkedIn recruiter license, we're not using agencies. All they're paying for is, again, my salary and the LinkedIn recruiter license. But when you have a relationship with candidates and you kind of nurture them, keep them warm, it's amazing what can happen. And I would suggest, I'm a big fan of, and I know it's not going to happen at every company because of budgets, but I'm a big fan of having recruiters that do this sort of relationship nurturing. I actually had someone on my team at Takeda for all of the corporate positions at the corporate headquarters. I knew a roadmap of, okay, here is what our hiring is going to look like. And I had it for a full year. And I had someone on my team, and that's all she did was she was forming relationships with people and nurturing those relationships over time. So by the time we had these positions actually open, a lot of those positions were filled because of the initial outreach that she did months prior.